Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello, kids. Hello, grown-ups. I just realized that I forgot to post the announcement on Instagram. So we're doing a live stream. Normally, I post an announcement on Instagram with a link, and I forgot to do that. So let me do it now. We don't have an audience yet, so no worries. Okay, I just copy the link. Now, I can't just post the link directly. Actually, I'm going to send the link to the customer first. All right, what's your name again? Cat. There you go. And copy and paste. Her name is Cat. Okay, nickname. That's going out. Right. And now I need to convert the link. So there's this website called LinkTwin. linktw.in. LinkTwin. So why do I use LinkTwin? Created successfully, it says. Okay, because when you post a link on Instagram in an Instagram story, it doesn't take you, well, it takes you to the whatever, website, but it stays in the Instagram browser. But when you use this converted link, then it opens an external browser, or even better, the YouTube app. That's what we want, right, for our viewers. So now I'm doing a copy and paste. Fender Jazzmaster nut removal. Copy that. Fender, oh, I'm going to change that. Fender nut removal dash live stream. Stream. There you go. And we do it this way. Okay, and post it. And this is now being posted on Instagram as we speak. Okay, friends, that's it. Oh, we have one person watching. Hello to you. We're getting revved up. So I'm going to do a full nut removal. First, I'll explain what is the why we're even removing it. It's a brand new guitar. But I ran some diagnostics in FretLab Pro, the software. Hold on a second. So here's the tricky thing. This nut was really well made in some ways. Sorry, these guys are loud here. Maybe they left the door open. Yeah. Okay, we have two doors for a reason, right? Okay. So, yeah, so we got some issues with the nut. First of all, the guitar is buzzing some of the strings on some of the frets, and that's because of the topography of the fingerboard. Oh, Dr. Dan Cruz is here. Hello to you, Doctor. And I'll also show you an issue with the string slots. So, so here we need some light, and we need to focus, and we need to zoom in. So this is the issue here. You see this wiggly thing? So there's a way to fix it by filling the string slot. And you can see here that we have a high spot at the back end of the nut. I'm going to point to it. Right there, we have that shiny surface because the string was hitting it, right? But the string is moving inside of the nut. You can see that. Okay, up and down and left and right. We have a similar situation with the other strings. They weren't cut properly. And also, I'm going to show you. Here, just put the camera here. So when we do a tap test, you know, on some of the strings we have zero space. Now, this could mean that the nut is at the exact same level as the frets, or it could mean that it's lower. So there's just too much going on here. We don't want to be fixing every string slot. We are just going to remove it and replace it. And also, this fingerboard actually has a little bit of a hump here. We discovered that on the 3D scan. So the 3D scan was used in the FretLab Pro software. Let me see if I can show it. I guess I might as well show it, now that I mentioned it. Hold on, something happened here. Something went wrong on my computer, and I can't figure out what. I need to... Oh, no, sorry. So I'm running Zoom at the same time. I'll show you that as well. I'm logged on to the Lute Along with my buddies from all over the world. So if you don't know the Lute group, and if you are a guitar technician or aspiring technician or luthier or aspiring luthier, you should consider joining the Lute group, Lute as in L-O-O-T-H group on Patreon. And once you join the Lute group, you'll have access to the Lute Along. The Lute Along is a 24/7 Zoom meeting place. So we have members from around the world. Well, the world is round, like this. I have a model of the world here. Right, it's round, right, like that. It's a disc. That's what the world looks like. At the center of the world, right there, there's a red dot. Okay? That red dot is the center of the world. And I want to show you something. I know I'm getting sidetracked here, but I'm going to show you where that is. Okay, something dirty here. So I'm going to show you where that red dot is. It's right there. Okay, I can step on it. And now I am standing at the center of the world, like this, with one foot. And that's right here. So you can see that red dot right there. Okay, this is it. So Guitar Quackery is located geographically at the center of the world. Okay, the best place to be for business. So, as I was saying, the Lute Along, we have members from all over the world, right? From around the world, yeah. And at any given time, there could be a group of people there, you know, chatting and working together. It's a good thing. So if you are a technician or an aspiring technician, consider joining the Lute Along, the Lute group. And then you have access to the Lute Along. And I'm logged in right now. And I'll show you in a moment. All right, so now I am opening this file. Let me just prep it. I need to do some prep work to this file. Just bear with me a moment. It'll be worth your time. Z minimum. Okay, yeah. No. Minus 1.5 and 0.5. How about 0.25? Okay, let's store that. I need to prep something else. Just a moment, please. I should have done that before the live stream, but here we are. What am I doing? Okay, and let me store that. Fretboard profile. And okay. All right, you ready? So here we go. I'm going to expand this, and I'm going to show you here. Now we are looking at this 3D scan of the guitar that's on the workbench. Now, this is the guitar on the workbench. So this is the scan of the nut, fingerboard, and bridge. Okay? And here we have a slice across one of the frets. Here it says fret number 10. We can go to fret number, whatever, 12. Okay? But that's not what we want to look at. We want to look at the fretboard profile. And as you can see here, this is a area of interest. So here you can see a little bit of a hump, okay, right there. And we see the relief, and then it goes up like that, okay? Now, that's not ideal. And it turns out that, see, when we do a tap test, I matched these measurements here to what's on the guitar. So I took the measurements off of the guitar, and when I generated the strings here, those are computer-generated strings. Let me move it like this. This matches the actual guitar, okay? And when we do other tests, like in the simulator, right? So we can do other simulations here. We encounter some issues. Okay, now here I actually need to change this parameter because it's reduced to half, as you can see. So let me delete this and put number 7. So this is still not full force, right? It's at 0.7. And instead of looking at the 3D scan like this, I am going to open the fretboard map, buzz map, okay? And you can see that when the strings are vibrating open, how do you know it's open? Right there, right? Open. We can go to the first fret. When we go to the first fret, now everything moved to the first frets, all of the strings. So here, if I highlight this is like a capo here, okay? But these other points are potential fret buzz. Now, I need to say potential. We never really know for sure. Why not? Because we don't know how hard the player is going to strike the string. But that's a potential fret buzz, right? And as we move down, oh, and by the way, here we're looking at a vibrating E string, E1. That means high E. We can go to the A string and highlight it on top. You can see right there that we have some frets that are also highlighted, and here as well, right? So, and this obviously matches the A string here, okay? Here and here. Now, if we keep moving, so we can move by just selecting any one of the frets, or we can go one by one like that. And what you see on the bottom, let me move this, let me switch to the E string, low E. If you observe the vibration, you can see that you can also see harmonics vibrating. Okay? So this isn't animation like a sequence that it's playing back. So this string that you see is a computer-generated string that has actual properties, material, density, tension, etc. And it's vibrating at a certain frequency. Obviously, this is slow. It's slowed down by quite a lot, so that we can see how it's vibrating, and we can analyze it. So this is really high-end stuff, and that's a vibration pluck style. Okay, so we have different styles, and here strike would be like I'll show you in a moment, but this would be if you play bass, right? Some people do like this, some people do like this. So that's a strike. And I'm going to show you now in the FretLab Pro software how it vibrates in the simulator when we select strike. Now, this is at 0. Oh, this is too much now. So we're still working on this. So this is when you strike the string. It's going to be causing severe fret buzz, but that's the whole idea of a strike, right? So it's slap bass, slap. Or when you pull it like this. And the software simulates that, okay? So now we have the low E string selected. We can go to the A string. That's it, right? So yeah, I was able to diagnose some issues with this guitar, and I was able to determine that that we need to change the nut. So that's what we're doing now. Is that going to fix the issue 100%? Well, I ran some more simulations, okay? And according to the simulations, where are we here? Yeah, we got rid of the fret buzz. Let me put it back on the screen here. So what I did was I selected. Okay, so here we have two meshes. Okay, so the one that we were looking at before is as scanned, and now is a new nut plus setup. And now you can see that when we advance, so let's start from open. Okay, and we advance it one by one. So this is the new nut now. Now I'm not going to run through the entire simulation, but it's not showing fret buzz, okay, anymore, right? Is the simulator 100% accurate? Well, I guess we're about to find out. And I recently posted a video on the YouTube channel. It's in early access format right now. Hold on, I need to check something here. So it's in early access format, And the video is, hold on, I'm doing something to this monitor here. Yeah. All right, good. The video is going to go public in about 6 months. But right now it's in early access, which means that channel members can watch it. Okay? And in that video, I show exactly how quickly the software, FretLab Pro, puts together the simulation in real time. It's worth watching. So I'm keeping it in early access so that if you want to participate in this development, you know, some people have asked me to do like beta testing or even volunteer work. It's not the right time for that, but anyone can participate by basically joining the community on my YouTube channel on Guitar Quark, and not this channel, the main channel, and signing up for a membership, and I guarantee you are participating if you do that, because every penny is going to go towards this work, okay? Because I work on this every single day. And this is a unique software, FretLab Pro. I don't have the FretLab Pro t-shirt right now, but I can show you the logo. Hold on. Okay. The logo is pretty cool. You can see it right there. Okay, so I'm going to reveal it. Okay. We need a little drama. Oh, how do I do that? No, I can't do it because I have this in preview. I think you've seen the logo. All right. Let's get busy. So we have the guitar here. We need to remove the strings so that we can remove the nut. Okay. Now, to do that, I'm going to use this neck rest. It's better for this purpose because it's got these two channels for the strings. And I also have this. This is a made in Japan Jazzmaster. So let's say we're a little surprised that it's got some issues. But what can I tell you? It does have issues. So sometimes a nut comes out quickly, and sometimes not. No pun intended. Just loosening the strings enough, but not too much. And this is how we do it. So now we just use the side of this cube. It's called a cube. It's the Music Nomad, I think, neck cube they call it. Yeah, just loosen it a little more. Okay, cool. All right. So now we are ready to remove the nut. So what we need to do is we need to cut this, score the finish here. And with the blade first. I'm too old for this. Okay, maybe it's still good. We'll see. If not, I got plenty of blades. So right here, very lightly. And you know what? I am going to use this so I can see what I'm doing better. So here I am barely touching it. So I'm not even applying any pressure. Gravity only. Which is why we need to score it a few times. And each time I actually apply a little extra pressure. So the reason why you don't apply any pressure the first couple of times is so that you don't so that you keep it where, so you keep the blade exactly where it needs to be. So now it just depends how much glue they used and which glue they used. See, when I install a nut, I like to do a friction fit. I don't even like to glue it in. So if the nut is on an open shelf, you need to glue it. Okay, there's no other option. But when it's inside of a slot, you can make it so tight that it doesn't need any glue at all. And that's always going to be my preference. Not just my preference, just luthiers in general. Yeah. So it still didn't cut through the finish all the way, right? So once you score it, you can start pushing down harder. Because the blade, the tip of the blade finds its way because you have a little channel, right? So now a fender nut is installed before they finish the neck, before they spray the finish, which is why we have a little bit of overspray there, which is why we're cutting it off. They tape off the fingerboard, but they spray. So they install it, then they sand it off, which is why it's flush with the neck, and then they spray it, which is why we have an overspray on the side of the nut, both sides, which is why we need to score it there as well. Okay, so here I am just kind of holding the guitar like this. All right, and here I can see through the microscope what I'm doing. And I actually forgot something. I normally use tape to guide the blade. Nothing fancy, just tape. All right, just tape. Oh, we have an audience, 9 viewers watching. Oh, we also have a registered nurse. Dr. Slam is here. Thank you, doctor, for joining this live stream. And you can see the pick with 3 stars next to Dr. Slam's name. That means anyone that has that pick is a channel member. So thank you for your support, doctor. And 3 stars means 3 months already as a supporter. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Okay, so you see what I just did? I just placed this here, and now I am going to put the guitar like this, so under my arm. And now let's switch to this view, and I'm looking through the microscope, and I'm going to just score it here. So the side of the tape is guiding the blade. Okay, that's good enough. And now we can move it. Ah, I see the problem. Okay. How about we put it here? Same thing. I won't talk too much right now for obvious reasons. That's it. Okay, we need to do this so that we don't damage the finish outside of this area, right? Now, this isn't the right way to do it. I should really put the tape on the other side. But if I'm careful, it's better than nothing. And I can maybe switch. Hold on, let me focus this camera here. Switch to this view for change. I'm still looking under the microscope. That's it. So I'm just placing the blade like that. You can see that, okay? When we have the tape on the wrong side, right, we got to be careful not to scratch it on the outside there. Okay, and now we just do the same thing on the other side. Sometimes they put a whole bunch of super glue there and it's not easy to remove the nut. And if that happens, I'll show you what the trick is. There is a trick. And maybe we will need to do that. Maybe not. We'll see. It's more work, but it's going to be a good video. All right. So here, well, I will actually do it left-handed because I don't want to cut towards the finish. I want to cut it here, so I'm going to put my finger here. And I am going to do it this way. You see that? Okay. I think that's good. And now we transfer it to the other side. So we have the same issue there because the strings are there. I cannot put the tape on the proper side, which would be on the other side, yeah. And I'm going to do it left-handed like this again. So I'm going to rest one finger here. And just lay the blade flat. I'm not pushing too hard. I think that's fine. And then we have this part here. Okay. We can even inspect it closely. Okay, so when we're really zoomed in, we need to hold it steady so we don't shake it. I think that's fine. All right, just a little deeper. So I'm doing it with my right hand this time. And that's fine, right? So we just need to remove this. Put the guitar back down. Okay. So far, I think so far so good. Except I think that we need to score the back end a little more, which is here. So if they really glued it in with a whole bunch of super glue, one way to remove the nut is to actually cut through the entire nut. You cut through, that creates a space. So the width of the space is going to match the width of the blade that was used to cut through all the way down. And then you collapse it with pliers. Collapse it like that. It's going to break up into pieces, and then you clean up. So I really hope that we don't need to do that. Okay? Oh, what do you know? Check this out. Now this is what I was hoping for. You see? All right, so here's the glue that they used. And here's the nut that we removed. All right, so we really can't use this nut for anything because it's been cut really, really low, and the pitch is incorrect, like I showed at the beginning of the video, right? So if I am going to put it here, like that. So I don't know how that happens, but when the pitch is incorrect. Oh, why won't it stay? Look at that. It's not cooperating. Okay. So I'm doing this because I want to show you something. Yeah, I really want to show you something. Well, maybe that won't work. Okay, so let me hold it like this. So the pitch needs to be in this direction, right? Like that. But here, let's see if we can actually measure that. If I just push it down like that. I don't think we can measure it that way. But you did see when I showed you through the microscope how the string was wobbling inside. Once again, so it should be cut in this direction. It was cut in this direction. Same with the A string, and I can't remember the other ones. Okay, so now the question is, do we need to clean up the nut shelf? Well, we always need to look at that. See how much glue there is. I don't know. It would be good to remove it. So I am not sure which nut blank we are going to use because I'm not sure what the radius of the nut shelf is. I know that the radius of this board is, do I still have fret lab open? Sorry. No, I quit. All right. Well, it was between 6 inches and 7.25 inches. So the fret radius was not consistent throughout. So the board itself is also somewhere between 6 and 7.25 inches. So the nut that we would want to install, that's the easiest one to install, is this one. This is a Fender product, and this one is a 9.5 inch radius at the bottom. So if this is a 6 or 7.25 inch radius, then this nut isn't going to fit because it's a bigger radius, which means it's straighter, which means it's going to wobble like that. It's going to have, it's going to be open-ended at the two sides. But I don't know what the radius of the nut shelf is. Okay, we don't know that. We don't want to assume anything. Yeah, let me see this. So look at that. You see this? So this means that this nut actually looks more like this one. So I think that they cut the nut shelf at a 9.5 inch radius, which is tremendously great news for us, because then we can use this. Because if not, then we need to use another one. Let's see if I have a blank here. Yeah, here. This is the all parts blank. Oh. And it's open. And you can see how this is more curved. So this is a smaller radius than this, right? I think we can clearly see that even without measuring. Okay, the bottom of this nut is straighter and this one is more curved. And I really want to avoid having to use that. And it's not pre-slotted either. So I think this is good news. So I want to mark off this one so that I know which one is the old one. Just, you know, I'm just going to put a red dot here because I'm about to open this package. So the one with the red dot is the old one. And now I want to see first if it's a match, if the radius is a match. It seems to be a perfect match. All right. And now I want to see if the string slots are matched also. So let me put it against the old one. And let's have a look. I can already tell you that it isn't. So here, maybe we need to reduce the light intensity so you can see that. So we are matching the high E string to the old one. And if we look across, we can see that it is not a match. So that's a bummer. That's really not what I wanted to see. So we have another option. Well, we have options. I could use this one. This one is bone, but we also have the other Fender product, which is melamine. I'll show you. And it's actually a better material for a nut than bone. We don't worry about the tone. So this is also a Fender product, and that's a 9.5 inch radius. Okay. I also see them in 7.25 inch, but it's never marked on the package. So I don't know how you're supposed to know which is which. So they come in 2 packs, they come in 12 packs, and they come in single packs. This is a 2-pack. So now I need to think a little bit. What is it that we are going to do? What's the best solution? All right. Let me check something here. So thank you for your patience. Okay. So unrelated to the Fender business, I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on this channel, because when YouTube plays back the replays of the live streams, it inserts ads. And because I have less than 1,000 subscribers, they take all the money. So it's still playing ads on replays. I believe it's playing ads, right? But I get nothing. They take everything. So if you have any friends that want to subscribe, they want to follow this channel, just let them know. Okay? Because I want to be splitting the money with YouTube. I don't want them to take everything. No, I'm okay with splitting. You know, I like YouTube. Without YouTube, we wouldn't have this. So that's fine. They need to get paid, but so do I. All right. Let me think. So we could use this one, which is bone, or we could use melamine, which is already a 9.5-inch radius. Now we can put an over radius nut on this nut shelf. We just shouldn't be putting an under radius nut on this nut shelf, right? Because we don't want to have gaps on the sides. So I should have, oh, not here, some of these blanks, melamine blanks, out of the package. So they are brand new, but I have them in a box somewhere. Is it this box? Not this one. Not this one. Where did I put it? Oh, here. I reorganize my workspace every now and then I can never remember how I reorganized it. I know I have at least one already out of the package. Bear with me, please. Because if I can avoid opening a package, that would be great. Let me see. It's not my lucky day. Not today. All right, so we'll open a package. Why not? I'm still looking, just in case. No. Do I have one on the workbench here? I don't. Okay, so let's just open this one. Good. All right. We'll survive. Okay, but also the question is, could we use the pre-slotted one? I think that this would put the strings too close to the edge. It would still work. I would prefer to match it to this, because that way I'm not altering the guitar. Let me see. Yeah, I think I want to match it to this. Okay. This is the old one. So this one goes back in the package, inside the package. So melamine is by far more consistent. Let me see that both of them are the same radius, because I see weird things with Fender sometimes, even with their parts and accessories, where one of them might be 7 1/4 and the other one might be a 9.5 inch radius. Yeah, so this is melamine, okay, not just some cheap plastic. It's cheap melamine, but it's a very consistent material, so it is much better than bone. So you can see that it's a little bit oversized, so I can't just push it inside. We need to trim it, sand it, which we can do. We are going to do it. So yeah, I'm leaning towards melamine. So this sandpaper, we need to be careful around the guitar. I'll be careful. I want to use a finer grit. How about 320? So this is the technique I'm using right now. I'm going to be using these 2 fingers to push it in this direction, and I'm using these 2 fingers to push it down against the sandpaper. Okay? I just sand off a tiny amount, and then I flip it over. Same thing on the other side. And now we check it. And this way, we might be able to just size it for a friction fit. So this surface isn't completely flat. You can see that right here. I'm catching a reflection. You see that? In fact, I'm sure that I can show you through the microscope. Let's have a look. You can see that here. Too much light. You see, there's a dimple right there. And here we have this. So this was, again, injection molded. And we have this protrusion. So we're going to have to take care of that as well. Okay, I'm just examining it. Okay. Okay. And now we have this, you can see this white powder comes off, right? So I'm just monitoring that to kind of see how much material I'm taking off. So the reason why I'm doing both sides, actually 2 reasons. One of them is because it's not completely flat, as we just seen. And the other reason is I don't want to end up with a lopsided. I want to keep both sides parallel, so instead of removing a lot of material. Well, it's not a lot, right? It's minimal. But if you remove half as much from one side and then the other half of the same amount from the other side, you're more likely to remain parallel, right? Ah, now I think we can, okay, fit it in. Check this out. I can lift the entire guitar. So for now, let's keep it that way. Look at that. Okay? You don't want it too tight, because then when you remove it, when you do what I'm doing now, you can actually lift some wood grain. So I did not lift any wood grain. I think it's still a little, just tiny bit too tight. So let me see which side is better. I think this side is better, so I'm going to remove from this side. Okay. And we end up with this white dust. You can see that, the white dust. This is just melamine dust, right? Because that's what it is, melamine, right? Oh. All right, so, oh yeah, now I'm awake. And let's check again. Oh, perfect, this is much better. I like that much better. Yeah, so we can still touch it up later, you see? Let me check this side. It's nice. Okay, so once again, it's nice and tight. I can lift the entire guitar. So that's great. We won't have to use any glue. Okay, and now we need to take care of this. So how are we going to do that? How are we going to do it? Very well, thank you. Yeah. Well, I have a vise here. All right. So it's a small vise inside of a big vise. I like this system because the small vise, you know, is not very heavy because it's small. But we want a vise to be heavy. So I just do this instead. And now I can use the small vise, which is the size that I want for this project. And there you have it. Okay. So now I need sandpaper. And I need a curved surface. This is sticky sandpaper, perfect. And we can just improvise. How about this? All right, that's about right. It's more radius than this. So we want it to be more radius than this because we just want to hit the bottom here. Maybe that's still over radius. Let me think. What else do we have? What else do we have? You know, sometimes I use things like this just for sanding. So it's a 9.5 inch radius, okay? So that's 9.5 times 2 is 19. So we're looking for a 19-inch circle. So this isn't, so the you know, the model of the world isn't a 19-inch circle. but it's more. Oh, that's good. Let me see. Oh, great. All right, so look at that. I want to show you this. How should I show you this? Oh, that's a great shot. Very dramatic, you'll see. Look at that. It's an awesome shot. All right, so this is what we see. You see how nice shot. Okay, so when I place this here, you can see that it's that the disc is over radius. That's what we want, because we just want to touch up the bottom here a little bit. So I'm doing a dry run, maybe like this, okay? Okay, fine. So now we are going to just put the sandpaper here. So it's self-adhesive. And I'll just do this. You can see what I'm doing. Okay, and check. Much better. So we're just deburring, because we don't want these protrusions to be in the way, right? Because the nut needs to be seated all the way down. And it feels good. I mean, we're not done yet, but it feels better. Much better. A little more. You can see the camera here. This might be good. Let me check it. Well, it's better. I think we might be good. Okay. Because the ultimate test is when we put it inside of the nut slot, right? All right. So, since I decided to use this nut, I'm going to put this one back. And we still have one of those here. Mm-hmm. Okay. We're gonna have to trim it. So here's the thing. You see these dimples. So we could trim it on one side. And then the dimples would end up not centered, right? We never see the dimples, but I'm going to do it the nice way. So let's do it this way. Okay. I'm fitting it inside. Now, actually, you know, now that I think, we don't want this to be too tight, because now we can remove it because we have this shoulder. But I feel that it's a bit tight. Let's try this way. Yeah, it's a little tight here on this side. Okay, so I'm going to mark off this side that's tighter with a marker. And I'll show you what I'll do. All right. Bend your knees. It's better for your back. Ah, Japan, very nice. Yeah, made in Japan, very nice, but not perfect. We expect Japanese-made Fender guitars to be perfect. Well, this one isn't, so we're perfecting it. As we speak. And we're live. Okay. So, back to this business. So first, always keep your sandpaper clean. I have this nice shop vac. And just vacuum up the white powder. So where did I put it? Here. Okay, so you can see I marked off this side. So this is a bit thicker than the other side, right? It seems to be tighter. And I did notice that when it was this way, that it was tighter on the bass side. So now, basically, when I do this, I'm just going to push harder with this finger and lighter with this one, right? That's it. That's the trick. Okay, check again. So we're so close to a perfect fit that we don't want to overdo it, right? Because then we ruin it. A little more again. So now we just sand it this side. So now we sand it on the other side. I can also just push here instead of two fingers, just one finger. All right. So it's still a tight fit. How easy is it to remove it? Just a little more. Now it feels like I am using equal force to remove it on each side, right? So I'm using 2 fingers now again. Okay, there's a little bit of powder that came off of this, so I know I did reduce it in size. So this is something that I can't really describe with words, how much force I'm using to remove it. Okay, so we sanded it on this side, so now we want to switch it around. You can see fresh powder. That's enough. Yeah, okay, so this is good. So I'm not quite lifting the guitar, but it's still tight. And I don't want to remove any more material than that. Let me clean this. Yeah, before it was too tight before, and now it's perfect. And if we do use glue, it'll just be 2 little drops, just to add some friction. So not really to glue it in. Let me see. So now we need to inspect on both sides how it's seated against the edge on the bass side, and then the edge on the treble side. So let's look at the bass side first. And I mean the bottom edge, all right? So here. Yeah, all the way down, you can see that. Oh, we're not in focus. You can see that. So it's seated all the way down. All right. And now we look at the treble side. Let's see. Also seated all the way down. Okay. This is it. All right, so now we can remove it. We have this marked off in red. We're going to put a red dot here. Let's do that. That's the bass side. This way we keep track. Oh, you know what? Even better. How about inside here? That's the bass side. So now we're going to trim the nut on both sides. So I'm fitting it like this. And I am going to take this mechanical pencil and mark it off. Almost dropped the guitar, but I didn't. That's just a guitar. It's not even my guitar. All right. I have insurance. All right. Nice tight fit. Okay. So this is what we end up with. Yeah, you can see through the microscope. Okay, bass side, treble side. Okay, now we need to cut it or just sand it off. So I have a guitar hanger here. This thing can just stay this way. Doesn't hurt the guitar. It's just going to go on the guitar hanger, but I know that it's out of frame. You won't see it, but it's just hanging here. Okay. Making sure that the strings aren't pinched between the headstock and the claw of the hanger, right? So, and now we have this little machine. So here's the thing with these power tools. We're removing a very small amount, and I might be able to just do it this way. Let's see. So, like that. Let's see. No, maybe I should just plug it in. Okay. And here I have my vacuum cleaner. The vacuum cleaner is battery powered. Shop vac. Okay, so we'll make some noise now. Okay, make sure nothing is touching anything that it shouldn't be touching. Okay, that's it. There's some grit here. Always keep your your sandpaper clean. Okay. We're done with this. Now, there could be a little grit that came off of the vacuum cleaner. So this is a brand new guitar, and I don't want it to get scratched. So I need to vacuum the surface here, the workbench. Okay, I think we're good. You see, it's cute. Okay, where's the guitar? Oh, here it is. I got a text message. Let me check. It's business, but not a customer. So I just got a message from a software engineer. We want to work on a new software, so I'm already working on a software, FretLab Pro. And, well, actually, he's a customer as well, but now he might be becoming a partner. So nothing is signed yet, but we want to work together on a new software for luthiers, guitar technicians and luthiers, guitar builders. And we are trying to come up with a name. So the software is going to be a repository of guitar information, just like Carfax for cars. This would be for guitars. So it would have records for all the guitars, for any services that have been done to guitars. So if you have ideas for a name, just put it in the chat. Now, it would be, so we want it to be integrated with FretLab Pro. So I think it would be a good idea to have the word fret in the name of this other software. So how would that work? Well, basically, everything would be on a cloud. The information, you know, the guitar make and model with serial number, the name of the owner. It's part of this project, Guitar Technicians Guild. So that's my pet project. I would like to put together a guild, just like the piano guild, for guitar technicians, so that customers, guitar owners, can bring their guitars to certified guild technicians to work on, so that it's not like it is now, the Wild West. Good idea, right? I mean, you have certified technicians that work on your boiler. It's a half pencil, right? So you place it on the frets, and you can just do this. And you mark off basically the fret height. So I can show you this through the microscope again. So this is how it's marked off. So you can see that the radius of the frets is smaller, which means it's more curved than the radius of the nut. So that's something that we are going to take care of, because otherwise the string slots on this side, well, everywhere, would actually be, you know, too high, too deep. Another way of doing this would be to take feeler gauges. So let me put this here. And I have a set here of these extended length feeler gauges. So you can measure, you can just stack them up, a few of them, and you can kind of measure the fret height with your finger, or you can use like this. I'm going to use the saddle, right, so that I don't scratch anything. And let me see. So we add a smaller one on top. Okay. I know you can't see. Okay, so this is taller than the fret, I can tell. So what we want to do is maybe put, so they're not the same thickness, right? Maybe a couple of more on top, maybe like this. And now we go against the nut, and we take this mechanical pencil. So this is now hugging the fingerboard, right? And we just draw a line like that. Okay, so now let's have a look at that. And you can see where I cut it. I mean, so I'm going to cut it there. We could go deeper on the bass side. Oh, I almost forgot. I actually have a better tool for this, which I use all the time. I don't know why I forgot about it. Silly. It's right here. So there's two of them. This is the black one is for the bass guitar. It's a StewMac tool, and this one is for a guitar. So So same thing, I can just kind of do this. So let me show you what the tool looks like. It's a wedge like this, flexible. So a couple of feeler gauges, and this is actually 3D printed. So you can kind of feel here where it is, and it's got these lines. So you see this, maybe plus a few extra lines. That's the thickness I want. And now you can put this against this. And again, I got to hold it from this side. Like that. All right. It's fine. So I just showed you 2 or 3 ways of doing this. You can buy this online and just go to the StewMac website. I had the other tools that it came with, which I never use. It's kind of like a capo, but I still have these 2 things. All right, and there's the half pencil. So now, where's that nut? Here it is. We're gonna have to use the that power tool again. And the vacuum cleaner again. Okay. Let me check your comments and all. Nut removal. I think the vet did that to my dog once. Okay, just not singular. So did you pay half the price? It doesn't work if you just remove one. Okay. This was moving, so we're gonna have to align it. Okay, that's that. Where's the vacuum cleaner? So this time I'm going to use the disc sander right there. So this is a belt sander, disc sander, okay? We don't need this. Let's plug it in. Okay. And we need that vise. So this time we just want to use the small vise. Just one, this one, okay? Well, I can keep it here just for a moment. So we put the nut here. Okay. And now we do it this way, okay? Where's the switcher here? Okay, just a quick dry run. Okay. Always be careful with power tools that spin fast. Just think about everything before you flip the switch. Okay, looks good. Okay. Once again, this might have blown some grit on my workbench. So just want to make sure that I vacuum it. Okay, what's next? We can use a radius sanding beam to finish it by hand. So I think this is supposed to be a 7.25 inch fretboard, so we'll use that. I have my sanding beams right here. So 7.25 inch. This is it. You can see that. We lost our audience. Only 4 people are watching. All right, like that. So now, just take a pencil and on top, draw a line like this. I'll show you. Just like this. And now you take your sanding beam okay. Like I said, that's a 7.25 inch, 7.25, just like that. Keep it steady. And we can look at that line so we can see exactly where we are removing the material from. Okay? So this tilts it a little bit, but that's okay. I actually kind of like the surface to be a little radiused in both directions, right? Yeah, I think that looks good. We'll examine it. It looks good and it feels much smoother because this sandpaper is obviously a finer grit. Let me have a look. Okay, it's good for now. We can always remove more later. So I have a really small shop. Guitar Quacker is the smallest shop in New York City. So, which is why I need to always go back and forth like this. So I checked, Guitar Quackery is the smallest shop in New York City. And I don't count the guys that work out of their bedrooms as shops. No, just those who actually have a shop, like a business space. So it could be in their house, or if it's like really a dedicated room in their apartments. But not, a bedroom doesn't count, right? It's not a shop. That's just like a, what do you call it, a side gig, or, yeah. I haven't been in everyone's bedroom. And a friend of mine works out of his place, as in living space. And I'm going to tell you what happened to him. Unbelievable. So I can't even tell you who it is. Dr. Evan Gluck. So a customer died in his apartment. And it took about 4 hours for the authorities to remove the dead body. So that's one reason why, you know, I don't recommend working out of your living space. You just don't know what can happen. Well, you know what? Let me compare the heights of the two nuts. It's a match. They're about the same height. Okay? So the only difference is going to be we're not going to cut the string slots as deep as this. Okay? So these are almost right. Oh, and the pitch isn't correct, right? So yeah, so Dr. Evan Gluck, so he's got some videos on YouTube. I think his latest video is with StewMac about a bass setup. So he's a member of the Lute group, and I talk to him all the time through the Lute Along, which I can show you. So here we have, this is the Lute Along. So yeah, you can see the guys. So this is just one of them. And then we, so I run it almost daily, not really daily, okay, but yeah. And then I have my headphones or earphones, earbuds, right? What are they called? Whatever, these things. And we just talk to each other, keep each other company. Or sometimes I just watch YouTube videos. Right now I'm live streaming. Okay, so what's next? String spacing. Well, we could make quite a few videos about string spacing. I'm just going to use the StewMac logarithmic rule. Now, I know that some people say that this isn't the way to do it. I get it. And I understand why. But it's fine, in my opinion. And this is what we'll do. We are going to measure the string spacing. So, first of all, why do we need to use a logarithmic thing or whatever thing? Well, when you look at a guitar string spacing, your eye actually sees the spaces between the strings, okay? So if you think about this, if you have two objects of a certain thickness, and this is the spacing, right? And now you have two objects of like two strings of a larger diameter. So let's say that this is the diameter of one of the strings, and you place it in the same spot, as in you center it at the same spot, and then you have another string, also a thick one. What should I use? I'll just use this. Okay, not ideal, but you see that the space here looks smaller than this. It doesn't look smaller, it's a smaller space, right? But this is aligned, the center line of this object is aligned with the center line of this object, right? So this is a bigger space than here. So the same thing is when you have strings, you have bass strings on this side, you have treble strings on this side. What you want to do is you want to make it look good. So you don't want to make it look like these strings are closer together than these. So if you do equal centers, this is what it's going to end up looking like. So what you want to do is equal spaces between strings, okay, so that it looks balanced. And you don't need to worry about missing the string because it's not exactly where the center line of the string is. That's not how it really works in our brains, right? So some people disagree with this, and I respect that opinion, but this is my opinion. I think it's better if you do equal spaces between the strings. So there's a calculation you can do depending on which string gauges you actually use, and you can work out the calculations. We're not going to get into this right now. I'll make a video on the main channel once about that. But right now we are just going to use the second best method, so not perfect, is just to use the string spacing, logarithmic string spacing rule. Okay, it's a StewMac product. So StewMac is a great company. Stuart McDowell, StewMac. And first, I'm going to find the spacing of this, okay? And then I'm going to mark it off on the string spacing rule and use that to make the new nut, okay? Does that make sense? So I can show you through the microscope what we see. So here we need to focus. So let's do it like this. So this is now at a diagonal, right? And I want to lower it a little more. And just so that I can use this little surface like that, okay? So let's see. So now this is what we see, right? So if you look at these, this one is aligned, and this one is no longer aligned, but this one is aligned, no longer aligned, no longer aligned. So they use the different spacing method, so we need to move it in this direction. Okay. So you see how they go, these things go up and down, up and down. So we're looking at the lower ones. So that's the lower one. It's too far out. So let's put this one there. It's almost aligning here. So now let's look at these upper ones. Okay. So all we want to know, all we want to yeah. So we want to align this one, and we want to make sure this one is aligned. Now these are not aligned, as you can tell. I'm going to go with this because I don't like this alignment, this spacing too much. That's on the not, yeah. Let me see. I'm just observing, okay? I'm gonna make up, want to make a decision. Because we could also copy what's here. So this one is aligned. This one is closer, closer. Smaller space, and then smaller space, and then we have this space, which is now too small compared to, hold on, let me think. So I've always used this, and it's fine. So as you can see, another guitar that I already worked on used the same spacing from here to here. So these are the two dots that we'll be using. So now we need to make sure that this is our bass side, right? So we need to make sure that we place this side on the bass side. I know this is not a great camera angle. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so, you know, this is a critical part of the procedure, so I'm thinking. Let me think. Yeah, right. So, this is going to be difficult, all right? So, why don't I just move it over here? Hold it like that. All right. So we have our lines. So that's our spacing now. And now we need to cut. So the way I start these is with a blade. Okay? Okay. That's really the only way to maintain precision. Tomorrow, I've been invited to a jam. Haven't done that in a while. It's not always a good experience. It depends. So I'll take a guitar to the jam session. Okay, that's it. Okay, so we have now these scratches. All right, next we take this razor saw. It's also an X-Acto product. And now I can feel exactly where it lands, and I just make a smaller, deeper and wider incision. Okay? One groove at a time. And if I feel that it's not deep enough, like this one doesn't seem to be deep enough, then I go back with the blade. Now the blade finds the groove, and I just, you know, make it a little bit deeper. So this live stream was going to be just about the nut removal, and now it's becoming more than that. Okay? So this is called a razor saw. Some people start with the razor saw. Some people just start with the nut files. But starting with the razor saw is not precise enough. Okay, so if I show you through the microscope, yeah, this is what these little teeth look like. Yeah, so it's better to start with a blade, a sharp blade. Okay, next tool in our arsenal is this tool, or a set of tools. So we have these nut files. So we start, you know what, let me put on this side. So we no longer need this. And here. And I always say, always clean your files. Oh, what's wrong? Okay. So I just go over all of the groups with the 10 gauge file. This is the 10 gauge file. So I just slide it and it just kind of clicks into place. Now, because we did put a pencil line, I have a visual reference. Let's just go over all of them one more time. So the first one, we can cut that one deeper, because this is the only file we'll be using for the first string. Okay. We don't want to cut too deep, but we can go a little deeper. And we want to cut it in this direction a little bit, right? Like that, not like that. Okay, that's enough. So now that was the 10 gauge file. Now the 13 gauge file, there you go. I use it on the B string slot. And then I just do all the other slots. Just a few strokes. 17 gauge, we start with a G. And then I do the D, A, and E. And as you can see, I am keeping it pitched in this direction. That's the 17 gauge. 20 gauge, so I'm done with the G. A 20 gauge, I use it on the D, A, and E. And then we have a 24 gauge, same three. So this nut is going to be too high. This is how we want it for now. And then we have the 28 gauge, same three strings, because this string here, depending on which string gauges we use, right? I believe that she wants 10s. is going to be a 26 gauge string. So there's no 26 gauge file. There's 28. We use the 24. So now we go from 24 to 28. So the string slots are always going to be slightly larger than the strings. Otherwise, you have the otherwise they're too tight and you get some pinching, and that's unacceptable. Okay. So now we're done with D. Only 2 string slots remain for the A and the E. So here is a 32 gauge file for the A and the E. So now I'm going to check what string gauges she wants to use. So if we are using 9 to 42, no, which I don't recommend. 9 to 46 we're going to use if we're going to use 9s. So 9 to 46. So we're going to use a 36 gauge file for the A. And we do the E as well. Okay. And now this, we're going to make this into a 46 gauge slot, but we use the 42 first. Okay. And now we use the 46. That's it. So we have our nut roughed in. Okay, so these are really high. I know that. I wonder if I should cut the G string a little lower. I should. So for that one, we use the 17 gauge. So I'm just looking at the line that I drew. And you know what? The B string should be a little lower as well. That's it. Okay. So we are going to continue using these files. Okay. So we are going to round off the nut a little bit at some point. Right now, you know, they're not deep enough. I want to make them a little bit deeper on the vise. It'll just take a minute just to get it to get them closer to where they will need to be. Okay, so I'm starting with the E, a 46 gauge for the E. Okay, 36 gauge for the A. .28 gauge for the D. Yeah. I know these things don't always end up very high. Still 17 gauge for the G. Okay, so hopefully that's an okay roughed in knot. Okay. We might use the vise again. I think we will, to round off the top. We can do it on the guitar, we can do it on the vise. Okay, maybe I should take a break. Should we continue live streaming? We have 5 viewers. So this isn't, so subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Yeah, so I don't know if anyone watching is new to this channel. I am doing these live streams every now and then. Usually when I charge by the hour, I will do a live stream. On this one, I am not charging by the hour, but I wanted to make sure that the nut removal wasn't too difficult and or time consuming. So that's why I was live streaming this, and this is why it's titled nut removal and not replacement. Okay. Look, I have another nut here from another guitar. Just want to make sure, see if the string slots are matching. No. So these are closer together on this guitar. I need a break. Here's the guitar. Jazzmaster. Made in Japan. But it had a bad nut. Okay, this is our blank. So it's a little proud of the actual surface. Now I put the old strings back. We want to do as much work as possible using the old strings, okay? That's the rule. Okay. So the 2 middle strings are going to push the knot down in the middle. And now we have the other strings. Okay. So the rest of the job is a straightforward knot job. I call it knot optimization. So you can see here when I told you I was going to end up really high, right? Which is the way we want it to be right now. So that's really high, right? You see the space, right? That's unacceptable, but obviously that's not a finished knot. And now I'm going to cut the string slots on the guitar. Yeah, I feel I need a break, but I'm live streaming. My buddy from Australia is on the lute along. This is Josh from Australia. So you see he's in a different time zone. And then we have Danny, the other guy that's moving, right? And the other three shops are, so that's Danny, Dr. Danny. So the other one was Dr. Josh. So this is the lute along. So I put it on my screen. I put my AirPods, and you know we talk like they're talking. All right, kids. I don't think I need to finish this knot tonight. I have some other plans that have to do with content. All right, so I haven't been making enough content for the YouTube channel, for the main channel, and it's 8:30 right now. So if I stay too late, and you know, I have another guitar right there that I want to scan, and I was going to scan it today. I need to scan it twice. Yeah, because I need to adjust the neck. It's a long story. And this live stream is not about that guitar, so I was going to scan it tonight. Now I'm thinking, I guess I could scan it tonight, but I don't want to be live streaming and scanning because it's going to take too long. All right, so we only have 4 viewers left. Slam, Dr. Slam, are you still there? Say something. I guess not. Okay, no problem. So I'm gonna go look. We gained 1 viewer. So it says 5 viewers currently, and it says 111 views. So this means that people just come and go, and it counted 111 viewers, I would imagine. Hey, let me see what this means. Total number of times the stream was viewed is 111. And the number of viewers connected to this stream at the most recently available time. Chat rate, it says 0, but you guys are chatting. Oh, the chat rate of the stream at the most recently available time. So right now, it's 0. Average view duration, 6 minutes and 57 seconds. I see. See, I never pay attention to these stats. So total amount of time people spent watching this stream divided by total number of views. That makes sense. That's why it says average. Okay. So kids, I think I'm going to end it here. Like I said, I don't feel like I need to finish this tonight. We made good progress. I'm happy with the way this looks. I'm happy with the string spacing. It looks good. We need to just put the guitar away. I'm just doing it. I know you can't hear anything. Yeah. I can play it through the audio interface. I think you'll be able to hear it. I think I need to push this button here. Hold on. This one, right? Yeah. So the nut is really high and there's no buzzing. I can't hear because these people are talking, and I don't hear it through the amp. I'm plugged into the audio interface. Whatever. So that's it, kids. I am going to. They're loud. I am going to end it here. So thank you very much for watching. I think I need to scan this guitar. It's been here for a while. I still haven't had a chance to scan it. And why do I have to talk so loud? It's like they're standing right in front of each other. But I know you can't hear it because this is a dynamic microphone. But they are loud. They're loud. Okay. I can't even hear the guitar. Okay. So, friends, thank you very much for watching. And make sure you follow. So subscribe to this channel. This is a good channel. Underrated. Okay, but there's good stuff here. And, you know, when people ask me in the chats how to do this, how to do that, I answer all the questions because I don't keep secrets. This isn't a nuclear research facility. It's just a guitar repair shop, right? So, so make sure you subscribe to this channel if you have any interest in this kind of content. If not, that's fine. Tell your friends about this channel. This is Guitar Quackery Live. There's another channel called Guitar Quackery. That's the main channel. That's the one you should really follow. Without any live streams, just produce content. And then there's Guitar Quackery on Instagram, okay, where I post stories. Those from yesterday. That's from yesterday. That's from today. All right. Etc. And I post reels. Okay. So Guitar Quacker on Instagram. Check it out. I have 13,500 subscribers on that one on Instagram. Followers, they're called followers. So, yeah, follow Guitar Quackery on Instagram and subscribe to both Guitar Quackery channels on YouTube. Oh, and buy Guitar Quackery merch. So you can buy those. I think I posted a link in this live stream or any other live stream. Where do I see this? I don't know. Check the links below. Okay. Now they stop talking. All right. Bye-bye.